cements, or at least finishes off the limited edition look, and that is in the front trunk. So I will hit the off button because every EV has an off button now, and I'm going to open the power frunk and show you that. Look at this huge trunk. So look, I really like the F-150 Lightning. I think if I could drive a vehicle this big all the time, this would probably be the one that I picked. But I'll show you this here. Up in the top here, it's got a black badge that says, well, this one is a one-of-one prototype, so it isn't numbered, but whichever one you have, it will be numbered out of 2000. And since this is the first prototype that they're working on to actually show the matte black look, it's not numbered, so that's why this one's even more crazy, rare, and special. But that's the last bit. That completes it. And now I can close the giant power frunk with that little button there. Still the most impressive frunk in the game. I know there's other big frunks, but I feel like this is still the gold standard. So like, I'm not about to go like switch to the F-150 Lightning or anything, but I do, I'll give this my stamp of approval. This is MKBHD Mobile approved, however you want to phrase it. I like the all matte black look. And to be honest, the F-150 Lightning, like Ford is actually pushing real meaningful software updates to this car. Like I think the one that was interesting to me is all the outlets and the power outlets in the back especially would not work unless the truck was on. And now they've pushed a software update so that owners can like use those outlets while the truck's not even on. Just things like that where they actually listen to people who drive them and can meaningfully make it better for those people, kind of just like a smartphone gets updates. This truck gets them too. So literally any EV, any car that gets meaningful software.
Let's take a look at Genshin Impact's starting 5 characters. You have the Traveler, who can range anywhere between pretty decent to borderline unplayable. You have Amber, who is Amber. Noelle, who can put out some good numbers but has really long cooldowns. Lisa, who can't even go past level 40.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
And finally, we have Kaya, a good character. Our journey through the past year has led us to this point. After suffering through Inazuma with Electro Traveler, after spending 4 hours to try and take down Alif's health only using the Eye of Perception with Lisa, and to try and take down with Electro Traveler. After spending 4 hours to try and take down Alif's health only using the Eye of Perception with Lisa, and after having to play as Amber, we can finally play Genshin Impact only using Kaya. But before that, let's go over the rules. We can only use Kaya, and all swords are allowed, which does include 5-star weapons like the Skyward Blade, but honestly, this character's so good that he doesn't really need it. And for the banners, we are rolling on Standard Banner and Weapon Banner. So let's see if we can beat Genshin Impact only using Kaya. Journey begins with the scientifically proven best way to release dopamine, gambling. Technically speaking, we don't need to get a Kaya from this to start the challenge, but there is a chance we get him, and after looking at this photo, I couldn't pass up the opportunity to get a C1 Kaya. 5-star temple. Dang. Kaya. No way! No, I did not reuse footage from the Amber video. I actually did get a Kaya from this, which means we will get a free constellation after completing his domain. Now let's go ahead and get that constellation so we can start this challenge. Given that this is Kaya's temple, he was able to clear this very easily. He didn't do it as fast as Lisa and Amber, but believe me, Kaya will shine later on. Next up is Lisa's temple, and Kaya was able to do the skip even if he did have some trouble with it. And lastly is Amber's temple, and we need to have a talk about this. In the past, I've been able to avoid this mandatory pyro pillar by doing this skip. But here's the problem now. This might have gotten patched up. I was not able to glide over there because the game would stop me at around this point, so I couldn't reach the location needed. This means 2 things. Either one of you guys snitched to Hoyoverse, or the more likely option, John Hoyoverse himself watches my videos. And John, my man, you really tried to pull one over on me, but you failed. You're potentially being again now. This might have gotten patched up. I was not able to glide over there because the game would stop me at around this point, so I couldn't reach the location needed. This means 2 things. Either one of you guys snitched to Hoyoverse, or the more likely option, John Hoyoverse himself watches my videos. And John, my man, you really tried to pull one over on me, but you failed. You're playing checkers, and I'm playing Fortnite. We are not the same. I was still able to find a way to do this skip with Kaya, so you failed, Hoyoverse. Yawn, Rip Bozo, and Cope Harder. Let's go! You, Hoyoverse. You tried to take away my strategy. Woo!
Ew, I'm tired.
I thought you were Amber. Boom, I'm on a roll. Woo! With those quests done, we need to reach AR-10 to continue, so it's time to do some grinding. Give it a button. Yeah, chill. Get it, chill. Oh, I think I'm dead. I'm about to die. Thanks for the 5-star. I'll take a 4-star. Give me the flute. 4-star sword. Yep, we got a character last time, so we're getting a sword. Debate Club, thanks for letting me know we're getting a sword. Like I said! Wait, what? Aya has a cooking passive? No, he's not tall enough. Yes, he is! Woo! After a couple of hours, we ascend both the prototype Rancor and Kaya, which is actually pretty important for us, because Kaya's first ascension passive allows us to heal ourselves, and we start to fight the Cryo Regisvine, which really wasn't that bad, but that might just be me saying it out of relief, because he can actually defeat his own boss, unlike another character that I had to play. Whew, that wasn't too bad. Give me 2. Yes! After that, we went back to the Archon quest and took on the Eye of the Storm. Kaya did very well against the Eye because of the rain, and I gotta thank Kaya for his help because without him, I would have never known that Cryo is always far more effective in the rain. I got it. I got it without talking to him. Oh my god. Next, we join up with Batman to take on the Fatui layer, and we get ready to look for the tears needed to repair the lyre. Why? The first tier had us fight a Ruin Guard who Kaya was able to completely devour thanks to his burst, and we head into the forest for the next tier. The final tier in the temple has us fight large electro slimes who Kaya had a much easier time with than Lisa. I can't compete! Now that we have the tiers collected, we can head into Storm Terror's lair and take down his security cameras. With his defense down, we can finally get to Dvalin. The trick to doing this fight is not really a trick at all, I just lied to you. All you have to do is hit him, and since Kaya does a lot of damage, you can just kinda kill him in one phase. He one-phased it. It's so nice playing a good character. It's so nice. Why couldn't anyone else do that? Why can't you be more like your brother?
I'm like, what do you say me for?
With Mondstadt finished, we can start getting more experience to begin leeway. Yes, it's a Hydro Mage. This is gonna be fun.
Dodge this!
Cryo is always far more effective in
At just 9.5 hours into this run, Kaya is already at leeway, which makes him the fastest so far by about 2 hours. Aside from Lisa, who he's only ahead of by 7 minutes, but this gap will increase substantially later on. We head over to Mooncarver, and with his buff, we always had our burst out, so we were basically a Cryo Noelle that could never run out of stamina. Next is Cloud Retainer, and thankfully John never watched far enough into my videos to learn about this skip. After that, we head up the mountain to crack the Amber. Rex Lapis. Assassinated? At the Rite of Ascension? Then it's time for the Ruin Hunter, which Kaya took down surprisingly easily. I'm gonna get it. What? With that part of the main quest done, we need to farm up some more so we can continue. One of the reasons Kaya has had such an easy time getting this far is because of his element. When it comes to a solo element, Cryo might just be the best one. The debuff Cryo gives by itself is extremely useful, but whenever it starts raining, it's just the best feeling in the world because
Cryo is always far more effective in the rain. This is going to get interesting.
after some more hours, we hit AR-25, ascended everything, and started the AR-25 domain. Kaya, by far, had the easiest time with this domain compared to everyone else. Just look at this fight against Aleph. He can do this just as fast as normal accounts that use 4 characters. Dude, it's... this character. He's so good. He's so good. Let's compare this to Lisa's performance.
Loser.
Back to the Archon characters. Dude, it's... this character. he's so good. He's so good. Let's compare this to Lisa's performance.
Loser.
Back to the Archon quest, we come across our first real obstacle. The cooking pot. Kaya cannot warm it up. He does the literal opposite of that, in fact. Cool it. Which means it's time for the first can't. Next, we go inside the teapot, then we head up a cliff to stop the party.
Cool party. All right, everyone. Chill. Chill.
And that's the end of the story for now. Later, after some more grinding, we hit AR-28 and start the final act of leeway. And somehow Kaya was totally able to activate this Animo device, which was a really weird thing that happened. Then we fight off some officers who are trying to stop us from actually reaching the Jade Chamber.
Freeze!
Now, I want you to...
I know. Freeze.
Then we sing to some flowers.
Whenever you're ready.
After that performance, we take on the Shaver. What a weird word. Tartaglia was pretty easy with Kaya. Nothing really special happened here. We just beat him like a redheaded stepchild, and that was that. Hey, child, need an Advil? Sorry, I'm all out. With Child done, we can help the Adepti defend leeway. Kaya actually fared pretty well in the situation without the buffs. Honestly, Kaya without the buffs probably did about as well as Lisa did with the buffs, mainly because it was raining and Cryo was always far more effective. Now that leeway's finished, we can start getting ready for Inazuma. We didn't have any problems with the Jade Chamber quest and the Dainsleif quest. Man, Cryo is such a good element. It's like this game was designed around you having to use Kaya. We just completely destroyed the Abyss Herald in all of the encounters, which allows us to start Inazuma. The first thing we have to do is the transport mission, and I would like to extend a personal shout out to the beach for the assist, because they allowed us to freeze the enemies. Next, we clean up the prison, ascend The first thing we have to do is the transport mission, and I would like to extend a personal shout out to the beach for the assist, because they allowed us to freeze the enemies. Next, we clean up the prison, ascend everything, and take on
The almighty Raiden Shogun.
This is another fight that Kaya had a much easier time with than Lisa. And no, I will not stop. With that done, we can head over to the archery section. Okay, can Kaya do this? No. But as I stated in the Okay, can Kaya do this? No. But as I stated in the Lisa video, I would try it again with Lisa in the next challenge, and if my brain serves me right, this is the next challenge. If you don't care how this went with Lisa and want to get back to the Kaya stuff, go to this timestamp. Alright, so, can Lisa destroy all of the targets? Yes, but it's tricky. As mentioned in the previous video, Lisa cannot hit the top targets. However, the lightning can, but the chances of lightning hitting all 4 of these targets in one round feels next to impossible. You have more control over where lightning strikes in real life than you do in this game.
Come on, strike me down, Zeus. You don't have the ball.
I did test to see if it even is possible for lightning to strike in the location of the targets. Once the lightning hit the target, every subsequent round, I would swap to Amber and go back to the next target to see if lightning could hit it. And it did. I was able to get lightning to strike in all 4 of the top locations, but never in one round. So it might be possible, but I never got this lucky. The furthest I got to was round 5, and I only got there once in all the time that I spent on this. It took me hours to get lightning to strike this location. And guess where the next location is after this one? In the exact same spot. Lightning literally has to strike twice in the same spot. I did this archery demonstration for 12 hours trying to get lightning to hit in all of the spots, but it just did not happen. At the 12-hour point, I decided I was going to try something different. I was still going to use Lisa to destroy all of the targets, but I needed some help. So I decided to use Geo Traveler to give her a vertical boost so she could hit the targets on the top row. Only one problem. This box does not let you move too high up. If you reach a certain height, it will restart the demonstration. But it's very inconsistent because there are some places you can stand on the rock and have it not reset, but not for others. But after enough tries, I did find a spot that works for Lisa to stand on. But there was still another problem. For one target in particular, we needed to turn around, but Lisa can't really do that. We couldn't place the rock over there and jump on it since it would kick us out, and we can't turn around on our side without falling off, which is where I got the idea of using Amber. By using Amber, we can aim with her bow, which forces us to change where we're looking without moving us. So all we needed to do was swap to Amber, aim for our next target, swap back to Lisa, and